The Richest Man in Babylon, Chapter 9. The Clay Tablets from Babylon. Chapter 9 of The Richest Man in Babylon is called The Clay Tablets from Babylon. This chapter tells the story of an English professor who discovered ancient clay tablets. The tablets contain the personal records of Dabasir, the camel trader whose story was told earlier in the book. These tablets reveal exactly how Dabasir escaped debt and rebuilt his financial life. The chapter serves as a practical example of how the lesson of Babylon can be applied in real life. The discovery of the clay tablets. The chapter begins many years after ancient Babylon. An archaeologist discovers several clay tablets during an excavation. The tablets contain writing created by Dabasir himself. Because the writing is very old, experts carefully translate the text. As they study the tablets, they discover that Dabasir recorded details about his debt and his plan for repaying them. These records provide a clear picture of how he transformed his life. Dabasir's financial crisis. The tablets show that Dabasir once owed money to many people. His debts became from years of overspending. He bought things he wanted without having enough gold to pay off them. As a result, he borrowed from merchants, friends, and moneylenders. Eventually, his debts became larger than he could manage. His life became filled with stress and embarrassment. He lost respect from others and from himself. A new beginning. After returning to Babylon from slavery, Dabasir decided that he would no longer run away from his problems. He understood that ignoring debt would not make it disappear. Instead, he chose to create a plan. The clay tablets contain the exact system he followed. His approach was simple but powerful. The three-part plan. Dabasir decided all of his income into 3 parts. First, 10% for himself. Dabasir decided that he would keep 1/10 of everything he earned. This money would become his saving. Even though he owned many debts, he believed it was important to build wealth for the future. Saving helped him develop confidence and financial strength. Second, 70% for living expenses. Dabasir allowed himself to spend 70% of his income on necessities. These include food, clothing, shelter, and other daily needs. He carefully controlled his spending. He avoided unnecessary purchases. By limiting expenses, he prevented new debts from appearing. Third, 20% for debt repayment. The remaining 20% was used to repay creditors. Every month, Dabasir distributed this money among the people he owned. Although the payments were small, at first they were regular and reliable. This showed his creditors that he was serious about honoring his obligation. Meeting the creditors. One of the most important parts of the chapter describes Dabasir's meeting with his creditors. Many people were angry because he had failed to repay them in the past. Some doubted his promises. Others felt disappointment. However, Dabasir approached each creditor honestly. He explained his plan. He promised to make regular payments until every debt was paid. Most creditors accepted his proposal because they preferred receiving steady payments rather than receiving nothing at all. This honesty helped rebuild trust. Progress over time. The tablets show that Dabasir remained committed to his plan. Month after month, he followed the system. He resisted the temptation to spend too much. He continued saving. He continued paying debts. Slowly his financial position improved. Each payment reduced the amount he owned. Each saved coin increased his future security. The process was gradual, but it worked. The emotional change. The chapter emphasized that Dabasir's greatest victory was not financial, it was personal. Before creating his plan, he felt ashamed, weak, and discouraged. After beginning the plan, he felt hopeful. Even thought he still had debt, he knew he was moving in the right direction. Every payment represented progress. Every saved coin represented a better future. His confidence returned because he was taking control of his life. The final result. Eventually, Dabasir paid all of his debts. Every creditor received the money owed. His reputation improved. People respect him because he kept his promises. At the same time, he built saving and developed strong financial habits. The man who had once been overwhelmed by debt because financial secure, his success was not the result of luck. It came from discipline, planning, and persistence. Why the clay tablets matter? The clay tablets provide proof that Babylon's financial principles actually work. The lesson taught earlier in the book are not just theories. Dabasir applied them in his daily life. His records show exactly how a person can escape debt and build wealth. The debt reminds readers that financial success often comes from simple habits, repeated consistently over time. Small improvements can eventually create major results. The main message, Chapter 9 teaches that financial problems can be solved with a clear plan and consistent action. Many people feel overwhelmed by debt because they focus on the total amount owed. Dabasir focused on steady progress instead by saving, controlling expenses, and making regular payments. He gradually achieved freedom. The chapter encourages readers to take responsibility for their finances and follow a structured plan. Even difficult situations can improve when people remain disciplined and patient. Main lesson from Chapter 9. 1. Create a clear financial plan. A written plan makes financial goals easier to achieve. 2. Save money regularly. Always keep a portion of what you earn. 2. Control spending. Avoid expenses that create unnecessary financial pressure. 4. Repay debts consistently. Regular payments build progress and trust. 5. Be honest with creditors. Honesty can help rebuild damaged relationships. 6. Small steps matter. Financial success often comes from steady improvement over time. 7. Discipline creates a result. Good habits can transform a person's financial future.